So we will call the March 29th, Tuesday, FARGODOME Authority meeting to order. With that, you have the agenda in front of you. If there are no additions or changes, I'd entertain a motion to accept.
So moved.
So moved. First by Dave.
Second.
Second by Nancy.
Nancy.
Yep. All those in favor say aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. With that, we also have the minutes in front of you. Hopefully you guys have the minutes in front of you.
We do.
Mr. Chair, move to approve.
I have a motion to accept by David. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Troy. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Is there any old business? Okay, hearing none. New business. We'll go to Rob for the general manager's report. Don't let that get you all choked up, though.
Sorry about that. Thank you. So we'll start on page 3 with the financials for the month of February 2022. As always, the month of February is on the left-hand half of the page. The year-to-date is on the right. So we'll start with the month of February. For February, we had 11 events with attendance of just over 37,300 compared to a budgeted attendance of 48,300. We had total event income of 451,700 compared to a budget of 371,600. We had total expenses of just over 391,000 compared to a budget of 371,000. So for the month of February, we had a net surplus of 200,800, which is a $55,000 favorable comparison to our budget of 145,700. On the event side, the trade shows were about 10,000 below budget. The Home and Garden Show used less space this year, so with the trade shows, flat shows are one of our large revenue sources is the per square foot rental. So with them using that less than historical, that was affected there. But the corn and soybean expo in the arena was consistent with budget. On the amateur event side, below budget about $700. State wrestling was slightly below budget as we did not. That Friday of state wrestling, we had a severe parking employee shortage, as well as it was horrible weather, so we did not charge for parking that day. But we also did have a disc golf event that took the place of the Kiwanis Pancake Carnival that was not budgeted. And then on the convention miscellaneous side, about 1,700 below budget with the previously mentioned Pancake Carnival not happening. Kiwanis went virtual again in 2022. But we did have the NDSU Spring Career Fair, which was slightly above budget as they used more space. And then the big one was Monster Jam. Since we share in the overall ticket sales on that, was greatly above budget at over $100,000 above budget with strong per caps, strong attendance, everything such as that. So I will say on the event income side of things, if you looked in the back of the packet, you saw where the disc golf event netted about $3,000, whereas the Kiwanis Pancake Feed typically budgets a net of about $4,500. So that was $3,000 for about 12 hours of time in the building versus $4,500 for a lot of work in 3 days. So it kind of shows just how things work in the different event types, different things such as that. On the expense side, labor was pretty much consistent. General administrative was about $12,000 above budget, as Eide Bailey had a larger fee for their audit with the extra work and reconfigurations of the numbers that were done. And then operations was about $5,800 above budget as well. Obviously heating and cooling, with it being very cold in February, but we were able to offset that with some timing of supplies and purchases as well. Any questions on the month of February? Okay, so then through the first 2 months, then you can see on the right-hand side of the page, we've had just over 46,000 people come through, which is below budget by about 17,000. But we have had event income of just over 566,000, or about $78,000 above budget. We've had expenses of about 841,000, which is about $48,000 above budget, which is mainly in the general administrative and in the operation side of things. But that we do have a net surplus for the first 2 months of 7,100 compared to a budget of a net deficit of 20,800. So we are comparing favorably. Any questions year to date? You can see our labor on the year to date is slightly below budget. I will tell you also that we now have our contract position with Spectra in food and beverage is vacant currently, and we are attempting to hire, but we are getting very few applications on that. So we continue to work with Spectra and strategize on where to advertise that. It's advertised both on Spectra's sites, but the City of Fargo also advertises with a link to the Spectra site, and also just strategizing about what would be the best way to get more candidates for that. Any other questions on the financial presentation? All right. Moving on then to events on page 13. Since our last meeting, which was actually Tuesday, March 1st, as you recall, at that time the Red River Valley Sportsman Show was moving in. Since then, they finished moving in that Wednesday and Thursday. Their show started the evening of Thursday the 3rd and ran through Sunday the 6th with good, decent attendance, probably about average or to normal on that. Then things a little quiet as the building converted over, and on Friday, March 11th, had Toby Mac in the South End. Had that concert on Friday the 11th. They moved out on Sunday the 13th. Slipknot moved in for 3 days of rehearsals. Moved in Sunday morning and rehearsed, got things set up Sunday, rehearsed all day and into the evening Sunday, all day and into the evening and overnight on Monday the 14th, and again on Tuesday the 15th, with that show happening in the South End on Wednesday the 16th. Then things got flipped over again, and we hosted Elton John on Saturday the 19th. Things went very well for that show, considering tickets have been on sale since November of 2019, and on a totally different computerized ticketing system than what we're currently using now. But overall, things went very, very well for that show. Got somewhat cleaned up from that, and the dirt came in this past Tuesday, the 22nd, for the rodeo, and we just finished up hosting the rodeo with shows on Friday night and Saturday night this last weekend, with the dirt going out overnight, and they're finishing cleanup today. Any questions, comments, concerns from the group for past events here?
Puffed up. That's my comment.
It's been very busy. Everybody here, I think the building performed very well, and our full-time and part-time staff really stepped up, and there was a lot of exhausted people, but everybody did what they've done really for the last, many years. Came together, made a great team, helped out where needed, and just fought through and got it done. They're pretty busy on certain days, but it all worked well. Any questions? Okay, then moving forward. This weekend we have the Zao Shrine Circus, which I forgot to mention that the rodeo, this was the first time in 3 years that we had it. Obviously it was canceled in 2020 and 2021, very similar to the Shrine Circus, so that'll be in the back in the building for the first time since 2019. Both the 2020 and 2021 performances were canceled. So we have one performance Friday night, April 1st, 3 performances on Saturday the 2nd, and 2 performances on Sunday the 3rd. Another quick turnaround into, we host a Shinedown concert on Wednesday the 6th in the south end of the building. Then the NDSU Coaches Clinic We are not putting the football turf out for that this year, but they will be using all of our meeting rooms, the 200 and 100 levels, as well as our lobby on Friday and Saturday, the 8th and 9th, and then into the Gate City Bank Theater, our final Broadway series show with Jersey Boys in the Gate City Bank Theater on the 13th. We do get Easter weekend off, but then Sanford Health is in here for an employee event. Move in on the 19th with the event on the 20th. And then Friday the 22nd, we have Mercy Me in the basketball set, so the south seats will move up. And 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon, the 23rd, will be the NDSU, some call it spring game, but spring practice that will be televised and will culminate their spring season. So a very busy, quick, big turnaround that evening as well into the 23rd, which takes us up to the next meeting on the 26th. Questions, comments, anything from authority members? Hearing none, that would end my report.
To you, Mr. Chair, I would make a motion to accept the year-to-date the February 2022 and the year-to-date 2022 financials as presented.
All right, and we don't need a second for that, correct? Well,
You
we
do
do
need
need
a
a
second
second?
for that.
Okay, I need a second.
Got
Anybody?
it, got it.
Oh, Nancy, all right, we got a second for Nancy. So there's gonna be roll call coming, so be ready.
Troy,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
David.
Yes.
All right, it carried. All right, committee reports. We will go to David.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. We had the committee report on Wednesday of this past week, which is on page 15. And the highlights of the committee report revolve around having Scott Anderson and Eric Chin from the North Dakota State Investment Board, which they presented some information with respect to the performance of our permanent fund that we have in place. Walked us through that particular report, and again, it can be found on page 27 if you'd like to look at closer details. After we got done visiting with Eric and Scott, or Scott and Eric, there was a discussion that ensued from the Finance Committee, and there was a motion to instruct the FARGODOME management to develop a probable timeline for funds inflows and outflows, then work with the State Investment Board on options for asset allocations. So that was sent back for some more work. The other item that was discussed and reviewed was snow removal operations. Discussion ensued involving the evaluating of grounds work for the past year, and it was indicated that there's a need for a new pickup. And through working through the city of Fargo, there was a bid presented, there was a bid presented to pick up a new pickup for the requested amount of $35,250. There was a motion which that passed and went through. And that covers the item A, the February financials, which we've already approved at the FARGODOME level, and then the discussion on the FARGODOME, or the snow removal and the capital purchase for the pickup. So that would conclude the finance and the building committee reports.
All right. So, we
That
need
one doesn't need a motion.
that
Or doesn't
one
need a second.
Doesn't
He
need a
makes the
second,
motion.
so you, all right. So we
Roll call.
we'll do a roll call.
Troy,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
David.
Yes.
All right. We will go to number 4, nominating committee. Blake is not here, but to pass on his wishes, he would like the nominating committee to be Blake, Troy, and Nancy. So unless there's any objections to that, I would entertain a motion for that.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Got a first for David? Second?
Rick will second.
All right, Rick will second. Any discussion? If none, roll call.
Troy,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
David.
Yes.
All right. Number 5, additional items. Are there any additional items?
Nothing that I have other than just an informational piece that goes along with our upcoming schedule. We did confirm this morning that actually, as we talked about in the Finance Building Committee with the football turf replacement project, that AstroTurf and Allied Engineering, which is working underneath AstroTurf, it's their engineering side of things, will be here on Saturday, April 23rd. So we'll have the kickoff of the practice on April 1st, or at 1 o'clock on April 23rd, and they'll start cutting the turf at about 5 o'clock Saturday, April 23rd. They'll work from the 23rd through about May 5th to pull out the existing surface and start some of the mechanical repair work that'll be happening along with that, so that it is clear and ready to go on Monday, January 6th, when our time is slotted for Monday, June 6th. Did I say January? I meant June 6th. When our time is slotted to have the new turf surface put in and installed into the FARGODOME through the month of June. So things are moving forward on that, and looking forward to it. Nice addition.
All right. Any other items? If not, we are adjourned. Thank you, guys.